Welcome back to this Gnoll Forgewright of Ashenzari. Where the kind of theme of this character, as we talked about last episode, was to try out this kind of staff synergy with Gnolls, where staffs take advantage of the stave of training. It takes advantage of the magic school training and the evocation training. So we're just trying it out. So far, it's not been like wondrous, so I'm not sure if we're going to carry this over. We just finished a Bailey, and we got some interesting weaponry. To be honest, nothing too crazy. Um, some stuff. But mainly, we got at the tail end of it, after spending a lot of resources to have the safe clear occur, we got an acquirement scroll and we got an experience potion. And so I will drink the experience potion. Unfortunately, from a Gnoll's perspective, is you don't get to choose what you're training, like other experience potion consuming. It just goes evenly on everything. The good news is that you get a bunch of everything, so it's cool in that aspect. But I think this, yeah, you can see like everything levels up like one or two levels, which is cool. I'll take it. It's not as exclusive. And then on the acquirement side, so the way that acquirement generates the possibilities is heavily weighted by what you've trained. So with Gnoll, you just get a random set of junk. Not to say it's bad, but just like it can't know that, oh, I'm clearly in short swords, so I'm going to give you some quick blades, or, it's going to be a bunch of random stuff, I can only imagine. So let's take a read, because it'll never not be random. So it's not like in other characters where if you haven't committed far enough into something that you wait so that you can clearly let it know that I'm doing this. For Gnolls, it'll never be like that, so I might as well just read it. So here we are. Okay, so a bunch of gold. What's this book? It's a cool book. Pun intended, I suppose. You get freezing cloud, you get polar vortex. You're never going to be able to cast polar vortex as a Gnoll. Freeze is a dead spell. Scorch is a dead spell. Hellfire Mortar, I don't think I'll ever be able to cast that. There's a chance, actually, but unlikely. Freezing Cloud is more realistic. So it's like, essentially, I'm saying, like, would I pick Freezing Cloud as a castable? A Sanguine Talisman. We'll probably never get to 17, let alone, like, 14 of training. Like, you can see at the bottom, at current training, you reach 17 in about 13.8 levels. So what are we? We're level 11. So when we're 23.8, which is almost that's endgame. You can win at that level. You'll finally be able to start using this talisman. So it's a dead talisman. The gold is gold, and let's take a look at this. Like, the idea of a staff is cool, like we've talked about. Now this is an air staff with RN, with int +4, with dex -5, and blink on it. So essentially, I'm buying an air staff. What's its thing? It can shock, dealing electric damage, which bypasses half defender's armor. I mean, it's no better or worse than my other staffs of whatever. But you get int and you lose dex. So, like, if I was a air caster, this would be awesome, because I get in. I don't care about dex. Let me take a look. I think for Lightning Spire is air. It kind of would provide that synergy. Now remember, we have an elk. Now this is non-committal, but like, elk is technically slightly better than air, but it's not a huge deal. Would I rather have 1,000 gold, or a different staff flavor? That's a tough one. It's not like I'm going to be casting air spells, I think I have to take the gold. Although, because I don't have to buy anything right now, I can just defer the decision. until I run into a store where I would spend that 1,000 gold. Cool. Okay, let's clean up the inventory a little here. I think the scale mail +4 would just be better than all of those anyways. I'm probably not using this leather armor. Be cool if I could get a ring. I can probably safely drop the IDs now. Yeah. I'm tempted to switch to the fire staff though. I have our poison built in, and while I do lose out on some of the alchemy plus stuff from Ashenzari, it's not a huge deal. But I think like the attack is a little bit more powerful and more relevant across the board. Yeah, so let's carry on with this dungeon. I could probably start using my Forge Lightning a little bit more. Rending Blade. Let me reread Rending Blade. Condenses the magical energy into form violently crackling blade. Each time I hit with a melee attack while the spell is active, this blade will rend a path back and forth through nearby foes, dealing irresistible damage. I lose all magic power. Okay, so I'm going to try some Rending Blade stuff too. I'm going to move Rending Blade to... Well, I'll keep it at D for now, and we'll just test it out. Okay, so I'm going to try it here. First, I will make a Lightning Spire, and then Rending Blade, because it eats all my mana. Okay, that was the Spire. A Cold Staff. I'll pick it up. Okay, I'm just going to use the Rending Blade now. So does the blade itself have to attack? Yeah. It's not my attack doing it. It's the blade as a thing jumping around. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure exactly how powerful it is. At least I can run through it, I suppose. But as you can see there, it wasn't all powerful. Kind of want to do a stair dance here to get a reset on my health. My stairs are to the top left. Ooh, there's a... okay. Let's do Lightning Spire. That was a little scary. Wow. Playing close to the edge, I suppose. I'm not really feeling the Rending Blade so far. I'm not sure. You'd think it'd do more if it ate all your mana temporarily, you know? Anyway. Okay, so we are looking good. Nothing to obviously train. Sometimes you delve into Necro as a Gnoll because you can just get like Animate Dead for free eventually. I'm not sure if we'll go that deep into that way. Carrying on. I don't love this starting position. There's just too much potential there. So let's go somewhere else. We have a Maggie. I can... this. And let's Rending Blade. Okay. Acid Dragon Scales and... Okay. Let's run away. It's nice you can walk through it, but I'm not liking Rending Blade so far. Let's B it up. Cool. Looks like you can Lightning Spire through the blade. Oh, backing up. Too much here. Oh, I should probably keep an eye on this. Oh, this is a good one. So we're going to curse something... I suppose the Staff of Fire. Okay, so if you caught that, it increased all of my other magic types, as well as, I think it was fighting. So yeah, good choice. What did I unlock? Not much more. Actually, our Ashenzari is not really ramping up too fast. I think it's relative to the number of things you've equipped. Like, classes that only can equip like 4 slots will ramp up quicker, but because I have to have an amulet and a ring and a boots and a gloves and a cloak, it's like taking forever to ramp up. But I'm not getting any of those things on the in the world, so it's been a little tough for me to kind of fill out. Like boot, glove, shield, no shield, amulet, ring. See, I have this ice ring. I could throw it on purely for Ashenzari, but I don't know. Run it out. It's a tough little bottleneck we're bashing our head against here. I could throw away this ring mail, shatter the chains on the body, and then I'm going to put on something more defensive so I'm not hit as hard. Yeah, I think I'd rather have the +4 than the fire res. Oof. Mind Burst. Mind Burst is great, but, you know, at a certain point you gotta start actually being able to kill things myself. I just got a buckler, which is helpful. I do have all this shield training. It's, you know, just free, and now I have something else I can enchant or lock down with the chains. I could enchant armor it all the way up. I think it goes to 4 + 3. So I could just maximize this because I might not just get a shield, and then it'll be ready to be locked down as an optimal version of itself. Short of getting a buckler of, you know, reflection, or I don't know. Also like a kite shield I'll be ready to do pretty soon. But I don't know. I'm not liking Rending Blade. Not at all. Cool. So we're still bashing our head against this little blockade of sorts. We have one of these unique or little in-level what would I call that? Vault, maybe, where there's heightened power above Dungeon 8 difficulty in an open environment, which is tough. But I'll just have to pick things off and go from there. +4 War Axe. Cool, we got a big level up with everything. It's funny how it all happens at the same time, usually. So it's like all of a sudden, boom, you're like so much more powerful. I want to reset before I engage on that boulder beetle. Got to stop running directly into them. My lightning spire cannot attack in that scenario. Alright, well, once again, the Rending Blade didn't do much there, but the Lightning Spire is good as always. So we got, like, Hellfire Mortar, bunch of shooting things. So that further invalidates that book in the acquirement. Confusing Touch. Really hoping for like boots and gloves and cloaks, and we're not getting them. Feels bad when you're Ashenzari and you're not getting auxiliary pieces. Whew. Okay, so this is probably our layer level because we got all the yaks. I suppose I could try to make something happen here for a little bit, perhaps, like pull up 2. And then we'll go down a different down. Let's just pull up the 1. Let's pull up. Okay. Ashenzari, Fort and Cunning. Fort, I think, is armor and shield. Oh, this is a nice one for like defensiveness. Can I do this on something? Let's curse, describe, do. I could do it on the scale mail. In case we get a kite shield, I suppose. Or the buckler I can enchant up to 3. Yeah, I'm going to enchant that buckler up to 3. Repeat it, and then I'll lock that down because I could get some interesting armor piece, but it's more likely that than a interesting kite shield or anything. Cool. So that's going to help our kind of defenses, which certainly is lacking right now, so... let's make a B. Nice. Okay. Tengu, very scary. Let's try to snipe it if we can. Oh, he's sniping us. Let's back away. Maybe we can kill it while we kite. Almost dead. There you go. That's the nice thing about the Spire. You can... Oh, speak of the devil. Look at that, guys. Punished. What are the chances? Well, we got a buckler of protection. I suppose we'll just hold on to it and then... I don't know. Wait for a plus... because the protection adds, like, what, +2 or +4? It's a +3 AC. Rip. Man. I don't know. Maybe if I get another enchant armor, I'll enchant that and then swap it out slowly. I don't know. Rip. Oh yeah, Pain Brands are pretty good with Gnolls as well because you get the Necro training built in. So... that's something to remember. Oh. Forge versus Forge. Okay, good spot. Okay. Anything to pick up? Not really. Oh, so we did get an enchant armor. I won't enchant it until, I suppose, I guess I can enchant it now, break the old one, shatter. It feels so bad, but you got to do it eventually, so I might as well do it now and start the timer again. I felt bad. Immediately punished. Cool. All right, keep going down. Hopefully we can get some gloves, boots, cloak. It's crazy we've gotten none of it. No amulets. No good second ring. Oh, this is an interesting little floor. It's like the river one, I suppose you could call it. And you get all these flying ones because they're like, well, we want to get you over there, but if you don't have flying, here's a bunch of potions. Oh! Oh my... Well, I've made a huge mistake. Oh, that's why you don't spam buttons. Because you might go around the corner and just get air reflected off the wall from 80% to nothing because there's 3 to 4. I'm not sure if there's a 5th one, if that's a ghost or an actual lightning eel or electric eel. Well, rest in peace, our Gnoll Forgewright of Ashenzari. Huge mistake. Learn from my mistakes. Always fear the lightning dudes. Okay. Well, we saw some interesting playstyle stuff here. We got a little wacky with it. Honestly, if this was just a little bit of an experiment to try out this kind of staff synergy thing with Gnolls, I think at least we got some value out of that. To be honest, it feels kind of weak. I always felt behind the curve with regards to damage output. Like, had I not had the Lightning Spire, I would have been afraid constantly in this build. So I don't think I believe them when I say that it's smart to go staves with Gnolls. I think I would probably still stick with some sort of boring axe play. and you build up the best you can, maybe build up exclusively like axe stuff, and then add some necro support for summoning buddies or, you know, forgecraft, just like we were doing. But you just build a standard melee brute of a gnoll, I think is probably better than this weird staff stuff. Although I like the idea of using those trained moments to be awesome, but I'm just not seeing it, at least early game. And when I build something like this, I kind of want to have consistency early game. Now, I understand where you might come from with the Gnoll, because gnolls really teeter out as you start approaching depths and Zot, because your abilities, your aptitudes stop training quickly, and you always feel like you're like 4 levels behind, and you have to take advantage of what you can getting through those last few Zot levels. So maybe this staff gimmick is like extra powerful late game, and then that's where it's important. And so I'll kind of defer my trust to them for that, but I don't know. I've won with Gnoll plenty of times with like weird little builds and stuff, and I will say I had more consistency early game with those strategies. So, hey, lesson learned for many reasons. A, this staff thing. B, not being a stupid player and moving around haphazardly while we're dealing with a river of electric heals. Rest in peace. Bad games, good games, whatever you want to call. All right, that's that. See you next episode with a new series, of course. Thanks for watching.